everyone, happy Halloween. Today's video is a speed build. It is a haunted, spooky house speed build, and as you can see, I've just jumped straight in. I've not shown actually building the shell because this video was looking to get kind of long, and honestly it's a really simple shape. You'll see when I go inside, like, and I go top down, it's a really simple shape. It's not anything all that exciting to watch being built, so I thought I'd jump straight in to the sort of decoration of the outside of the build. So to be honest, my main inspiration for this video is the fact that I just got the vampire, werewolf and spooky stuff packs. Now I know these are all old packs, old news, but I didn't buy them yet, and EA actually currently has, I think still until the 2nd of November, a Halloween bundle where you can get those 3 packs for like a really good discount. And honestly, they're packs that I would probably never buy full price, just not probably my thing. So I really wanted to jump on that deal. I was really hoping they'd do some sort of deal over Halloween because I really wanted to get them so I could do some sort of spooky build, and here we are. So I sort of focused a lot on the spooky stuff pack outside, just for like the decorations, and then inside you will see it is a lot of vampire pack stuff going on inside. So I wasn't really sure exactly what I thought the inspiration for this build was. Was it a haunted house? Was it somewhere where vampires lived? Or is it just a house that looks kind of spooky? I think in the end I kind of sort of thought maybe it is a place where spooky people live, maybe they are vampires, but maybe they're nice vampires because they've decorated the outside of their house to be all festive for the Halloween season. You know, maybe they're that sort of like spooky weird family down the road, but you know, they really go all out for the holidays, so everyone's just best friends. You can see they've got stations for like pumpkin carving and all of these pumpkins, which I think just looks so cute. And they've also got this fun gnome graveyard thing, which I thought was really funny. I later on actually add in some of the like real graves, and I was thinking maybe that's like they have some real graves, but at Halloween time they're like, haha, look, they're not real, it's just, they're like decorations like the rest of them, you see? Yeah. I really can't tell whether I think the people who live here are good or bad. Do they have good intentions, bad intentions? Who knows? But I just really enjoyed this build, honestly. Just so fun to get into like the festive spirit. So you'll see in this entryway, I'm really trying to combine the spooky stuff and like vampire pack and stuff. But honestly, they don't really go very well together because the spooky stuff pack is more like cartoonish Halloween vibes. Like it's definitely for like decorating for Halloween. It doesn't really fit the very like ornate classic style of the vampire pack. So it was a bit of a weird one to mix. You will see I end up just using so much of the vampire stuff and not much of the other packs, honestly. There's a few bits here and there from the werewolf pack. I think I've got like a slashed like portrait in the kitchen, I believe, and I'm pretty sure that's from the vampire pack. So yeah, I tried to use all 3, but equally the styles don't really mesh too well, so I kind of had to just go one way, and I thought the vampire pack was just really cool. So it doesn't work for most other builds. It's only really for Halloween or vampire type houses, so I really wanted to get my use out of it because I feel like I can definitely use like the werewolf pack in other builds more easily. I really loved this kitchen. It's like a galley style, like quite long kitchen, and I thought it was just really nice. Like I don't really think I would often think to build a kitchen like this. I think people obviously prefer like islands and things like that. That's like more the modern style, so that's the thing I sort of think of at first. But I mean, apart from the fact that this is like 4 times the size of my kitchen, that's the style of my kitchen. It's just sort of basically 2 rows of cabinets kind of thing, and I really love these green cabinets. I believe these are the vampire pack. Love them. Really just love the shade of green, honestly. And yes, there is that slashed portrait. So I had a lot of ideas while I was going through this build. I thought maybe maybe vampires used to live here and then maybe werewolves came and like ran them out of town. Obviously that does not explain why they're now decorated for Halloween, but that's none of my business. I am just here for the vibes. But there's also sort of like cobwebs everywhere. Like, are they not clean, or is just someone not living there? But it doesn't look like super abandoned. But yeah, there's a few little spots where there's like scratches on the walls and things like that. So it's just a little bit like a little ominous, like maybe something bad happened here, but equally maybe it's just like an old house, you know? I actually really had a lot of fun looking through, like I said, the vampire pack. I think I've made it clear I was enjoying the vampire pack. But all of the wallpapers, like there's quite a few wallpapers to begin with, and all of them have a lot of swatches, and I think some of them are definitely transferable to other houses. Obviously they still have to be kind of classic style houses, like old fashioned kind of style, but there's still definitely potential there. Obviously there's some that's like bats and stuff, which I do really love, but that doesn't necessarily fit into your average everyday sim household. But there's definitely a few, like the one I've currently got in the living room. There's nothing particularly Halloween vampire about it, it's just kind of nice and traditional style. So it's good to see that there are all of these different things that I can use in different builds. Now I'm sure this is actually kind of all old news to you guys. I'm sure loads of you have the vampire pack or have watched loads of videos about the vampire pack, so I'm sure this is like old news, who cares. But honestly, I was really excited to get these packs because like I said, they just weren't going to be ones that I was going to go out of my way to spend full price on, so I was just really glad to be able to get them so I could make this spooky build. This is like the first year I'm like really excited for Halloween, and I'm not even going to a party or anything like that. I'm just really trying to get into the sort of Halloween autumnal vibes. Like I know loads of people get so excited about autumn and I really don't. I'm a summer girl, I'm a hot weather girl. We're really going off topic of the build here, but just enjoy and I'm gonna speak. Yeah, I'm just really not someone who really likes the cold, and I can never get into those like, oh, I'm so excited for like autumn winter vibes that loads of people have. So I've tried really hard this year to do that because it's just, nobody wants to be sad all winter. But yeah, so that's my current goal, is to try and really dive into the autumnal vibes and then really get into Christmas and winter. And I really have a feeling I'm gonna try and use the Sims for that as well. Like I've got ideas of making like Christmas grottos and maybe like some autumnal cottages before the season is over. The ideas are there, they just need to be executed. I'm currently on the downstairs bathroom and I really, really love this bathroom. I love the candles that I laid out across the floor. I know that's obviously not necessarily, probably not like unrealistic, but it's definitely not like the best idea. But honestly, I just kind of had this image in my head of like really cozy bath vibes with like all these dark candles, very like cozy but spooky, you know? Get my vibes? Vampire having a nice bubble bath kind of vibes. And I'm now creating one of the first like secretive areas of this house. So there is a secret study, which I've already put in the bookcase door, which you might have noticed. And then my friend and my boyfriend were really upset that I wasn't going to be including any like scary attic, especially since I already had space for scary attic. So they were giving me ideas of like, maybe you could make like an outdoor stairway up to the attic, and I was like, I don't know, like then it's really obvious it's there, is that so spooky? So I decided to just build out the back of the house a little bit and then create a staircase up to the attic, which actually I love. I'm really happy with that. And then there's these two bookcase doors from the hallway into the stairway. Obviously you wouldn't actually need two doorways, but I didn't just want to have the one bookcase. It looked better sort of like symmetrical. So I really love that idea, and I love how it all came together as well. Because I know the bookcase door always seems to be quite a polarizing thing in the Sims community. I know it's like a real love or hate thing. I think I love them. I think it's like a really fun idea, and it means that you can do silly fun things like have a hidden study or a hidden stairway up to the attic. Like, to me, that's what The Sims is all about, just like fun little silly things, right? I've now moved on to the dining room, and I wanted it to be like a really formal dining room, which is why I've got like a nice long table. I've got big chairs at the sort of heads of the table. Yeah, I just had this great image of like the heads of the household sitting there, maybe a family, maybe like a dinner party. And then I just tried to decorate all around with quite like ornate things. So we got a few cabinets, some hutches, all decorated with some creepy kind of things on the inside, and then just things like a little sideboard, just lots of sort of what I would call unnecessary decoration. I mean, is decoration ever necessary? But yeah, I always think like in fancy houses, there's just like, we have put a table here purely so you can put some expensive looking ornate things on it. And that's kind of what I was trying to channel in here. I also put this cornucopia on the table because you know what? They can get festive. They can get here for the autumn fall season, you know? And I also had a lot of fun looking around within all of the pictures in the game to see what sort of fit the vibe. Because obviously there's the ones in the vampire pack and all that stuff, but I didn't want to keep using the same sort of like haunted house ones over again. There's obviously the ones from the paranormal pack as well. But I wanted to see sort of what ones would fit the vibes from, like, say I used like the cats and dogs ones in the dining room. And yeah, it was just fun to see like where things could cross over style wise, where you might not necessarily think they would be able to. And I've now moved into that study room. Like I said, it is meant to be like a secret study. There's no real reason for that in my head other than the fact that I just thought it was kind of fun. And yeah, it's just sort of an office study library kind of area. I feel like this is the kind of thing people love to include in Sims builds, but realistically how many people actually have one of these in real life? But I think it definitely fits the vibe of this house because it's meant to be like an old fashioned, like you get the idea that like very rich people either live or lived here. Also totally not the point, but I have got my nice festive jumper on. I am ready and raring. I mean, I know I've been rambling on about how much I'm trying to get into these spooky vibes of the season. This jumper has been helping me out an awful lot. Yes, it has. Some of you might recognize this. This is Plum Bella's merch. Shouts out. This is actually such a cute jumper. I've been wearing it like near constantly and I'm kind of refusing to take it off my body until after Halloween. So that's very soon. And you know, I will part with it then. But for now it will remain just firmly attached to this skin. Now, I spent a lot of time arranging these books on top of the bookshelf and I'm not even sure if it looks that good. Maybe tell me what you think. Like, I thought it was a kind of fun idea just because I think medium wall height, but the bookshelves were quite short, so I wasn't sure that maybe it looked a bit empty up top. So I thought, why not just kind of stack a whole bunch more books on top? But yeah, let me know what you think. I really liked it, but I also thought from top down you can kind of see it's kind of empty up there, but I choose to ignore. James actually was helping me and giving me a few ideas once I was up in the hallway upstairs and the kids' bedroom. So he is the one who actually sort of coached me through how to decorate this area there with the chairs. He gave me the idea of the little angels and I think it looks really cute. I think he did a stand-up job, to be honest. I honestly truly rinsed those really big portraits from the vampire pack. I'm not sure who of these people I actually think lives here because I feel like there's so many people in the pictures and I used like all of them. I think you will have seen in the study there's actually a huge portrait of Vlad behind the desk and I couldn't tell if I was going for Vlad lives here or this person is obsessed with Vlad. Not entirely sure, but that's up to you. You know, that's viewer's discretion. Then I wanted to create kind of like a creepy kids room. But I was really struggling because I didn't want it to be really dark like the rest of the rooms, but equally having like a pink and blue room doesn't really scream creepy. But you know what does scream creepy? Twin beds. Twins. Two little girls at the end of a hallway. You know what I'm saying? So that was my idea, but then I didn't really feel like it was coming through in the way I wanted it to. So then James suggested like, oh, does the game have any sort of like creepy dolls? And I said, yes. Yes, it does. What a great idea. So I've put these two little creepy dolls on the bed. You can decide, do these belong to the little girls who live here? Or do the dolls live here maybe? You know? Even creepier. I also sized up that like tiny little pram toy. I sized it all the way up to make like a kid's toy pram kind of thing. You can kind of tell, but I think it looks cute, so please avert your eyes if you do not like it. You also see I created a bit of a seance circle. Yeah, I kind of went more creepy in the kids' room than I did basically anywhere else. But I think that was needed since, like I said, it was like pink and blue. But then I actually added in a proper seance room. Again, this was James's idea. He was the real MVP of the upstairs of this house. I had originally thought to do a nursery, but it's kind of a really big room to fill up with just sort of baby stuff. And it really just wasn't giving spooky. So you know what does give spooky? Talking to ghosts. Reaching out to the supernatural. That gives spooky. And again, I added just a whole bunch of bookcases because I had actually wanted to use that one downstairs, but it didn't really fit with the other stuff I'd used. So I was happy to have sort of another reason to try and fit it into the house. You may also see, I'm not sure if you can because I am really zooming around here, on one of the balconies there is actually one of those creepy dolls. She will be staying. A couple of the debug things I used would not go away once I had placed them, and obviously you can undo. But I put her out on the balcony thinking I was able to pick it back up, and then I don't know whether it's because I left the game and came back maybe. I can't get rid of her. I'm pretty sure if I go into game with a sim, then I'll be able to like get rid of her that way. But for now, she's hanging out on our balcony. Later on, I'm actually going to add in a chess table. So she's just sort of overseeing the chess game. Yeah, honestly, that's probably the creepiest bit about this house is that that doll just will not leave. She is literally haunting my Sims game. I am now in the sort of primary bedroom, and I did not realise until I started decorating this just how big this room was. Yeah, I sort of placed down a bed and went, oh no, that's not taking up as much space as I had sort of thought. I mean, when I say thought, I just didn't really think. So yeah, I sort of had some thinking to do, like what was I going to fit where, but I just sort of thought I'll have a bed area and then sort of a seating area, and then sort of by the door add in the dressers and things like that. I'd actually previously in the build really wanted to use the chaise lounge from the vampire pack. Literally drink every time I say vampire pack in this video. But I kind of forgot about it until I was decorating this room, and I thought, wow, that's like a perfect thing for this area. I don't know if that's just in my head, but I feel like when people have seating areas in bedrooms, obviously very fancy people with lots of money, I feel like chaise lounge is the kind of vibe, just because it's a very like relaxed style of chair, which I never understand, because how are you meant to lay on them? Like they're always like straight up, like right angle. Doesn't look very comfy to me, but anyway. You may or may not have noticed so far in the build that I have used no plants. There's sort of no potted plants on the inside, whereas usually that would be something I would like default if there's like a spare corner, stick a plant there. But I just thought for like the spooky vibes, the potentially abandoned vibes, the maybe vampires lived here vibes, maybe no plants. So literally the closest I got was this weird sort of potted stick thing that I've put on the dresser in the bedroom. I'm not entirely sure what it is. I didn't look at like the name of it or anything. But yeah, that is the closest we really got to any sort of plants. Obviously outside there's a few trees, kind of bushes. I mean, half of them are dead. But yeah, that's sort of the closest thing we got to a potted plant in this build. And let me know what you think actually of this primary bedroom, because I really wasn't sure about the grey that I kept using everywhere. I think just grey is not something I often would decorate with in general, so it's not something I really lean towards in The Sims either. But I don't know, the grey and the blue kind of seem to work, and then it's sort of translated into the ensuite bathroom as well. So let me know what you think, because I was a bit unsure even towards the end of the build. So yes, here we are. You can see her, my girl, my doll, haunting over us all on that balcony. She's very creepy. And the final room is up in the attic. I really just wanted this to be sort of a regular attic. There's really nothing all that crazy going on up here. It's essentially just some like boxes, trunks, some packages, some weird sacks of blue stuff. I kind of wanted to add in a few things that looked a little creepy, but nothing too crazy apart from the coffin. Apart from I did add a coffin in the attic, yeah. I guess that's kind of creepy, yeah. And in my quest to sort of make this seem maybe a vampire house, maybe not. I mean, there really is the juxtaposition between me putting a coffin in the attic, but then hanging up garlic in the kitchen. I'm not sure. I really just wanted to balance the line of this is definitely a vampire house. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. And you may have also seen in the seance room, I added these little stacks of like, I think they're actually chicken feed or something from Cottage Living, but I thought they maybe looked a little bit like ghost goo ectoplasm kind of thing, because the ones in the game have faces in them, and I was like, too silly. This is a serious spooky house. That is too silly. Yeah, but honestly I was just having a lot of fun with debug in this build, because it's the first time I've ever delved into debug, and I've obviously watched a lot of people use it sort of in videos and stuff, but had never gone there myself. And honestly, my life has changed. I'm sure you all are aware, but if you have never used Debug and you like building in The Sims, I can only recommend it. It's so fun. It's really easy to find the cheats. If you don't know them, just type it in on Google and they'll pop up. But genuinely, it's just a goldmine of great stuff to use in the build. And just allows for like a good bit more creativity than just like the standard build catalogue does sometimes. But now I'm just finally closing up the build. I've done the ceiling paint. I'm just going through and changing out the ceiling lights to being a little bit more on theme rather than just those little saucer ones, and just adding the final touches in the garden as well. So I'm actually going to just head into the game now and show you the final product, because obviously when I'm zooming around it's kind of hard to see. So yeah, let's go and check it out. Okay, so here is the outside of the build. I'm actually really proud of it. I love the shape of it. I love the vines that I've added in the front. Like I said, it's a pretty simple shape, but I honestly just think it looks really effective, especially once I'd like widened out the attic space. Here is the sort of area with the pumpkin carving, all the spooky tendrils, jewel graveyard. And then here's just the front door. So if we head inside, we've just got this little entryway. It's sort of pretty simple, almost kind of just realistic. And then here's the kitchen. Like I said, just love the green. Added these little glasses. Then like I said, I added in the little garlic hanging. Maybe vampire, maybe not, who knows. And then over to the living room, which I think this might be one of my favourite rooms. I so rarely would think to decorate basically like all black and brown kind of, but I just think it came out looking so like so classy, so classic honestly. And I just love all of the portraits and stuff. I think it looks so good. And then here is that sort of secret study through the bookcase door with Vlad up on the wall. And I did actually realise I'd got all of these books out of Debug and then I forgot to do anything with them. So please just ignore that. And then here's just the bathroom, pretty simple. The hallway, again, just very simple. And then the lovely formal dining room. Honestly, please tell me that you love this rug because it took me so long to pick and I don't even think I like it. And then we have the secret stairway. Ignore that for now. We go upstairs into the hallway. Again, very fancy. We got some statues, a nice place to sit and write. And then we have the creepy, creepy little girl's room. Honestly, I think these dolls are just so creepy. Oh my god, imagine walking in the room and just seeing that. Horrifying, nightmare fuel. So here is the real seance room. I added this weird symbol on the floor, and here are the like piles of chicken feed, but they're blue. I'm not sure what they're meant to be in game, like why they're blue or anything, but I just thought they added a little extra something. And I like decorated all the bookshelves. I honestly think this room looks really, really good. And I left it all dark because I thought it added to the vibes. And then over to the primary bedroom. Like I said, not sure on this blue and grey, but it is growing on me sort of every time I look at it, so maybe I do like it. And yeah, here's just that weird stick grass thing I was talking about. But yeah, we just sort of got almost like a dressing area, and then the bed area, and then the little seating area. And like I said, there's a few sort of creepy scratches on the walls and things. Oh, I wonder what happened. Seriously, I wonder what happened, I don't know. And then a nice little ensuite bathroom, nothing too crazy. I actually preferred the blue and grey in here. I think this is what really sold it to me. And then we just can go out on the balcony. Our girl who won't leave us. Like I said, I can't click on her. She will not leave. She lives here now. And then over to the other balcony. This is just like a little seating area. I didn't really care all that much about the balconies, to be honest, so I didn't put much thought into them. But then here we are. So let me just show you. So we have the secret stairway. You go up, and then you're in the attic. I covered over the windows because I thought that made it like secretive. I tried to fix the roof, don't talk about the roof. So yeah, there's just a few bits of furniture sort of covered over with sheets. That's from the spooky stuff. Quite handy for like attics really. And then a whole bunch of like debugged boxes, some of these like weird sacks, a coffin. And then I sort of added like a whole bunch of cracks and stuff in the walls up here just because I thought it added to the vibes. Yeah, there you go. Sort of those really spooky vibes up here. I really love it. I think it looks so fun. Yeah, look at that. Imagine you walk up the staircase. This is the attic. Woo. Nobody likes attics, do they, really? But yeah, so that is the finished build. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed making it. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave me a comment down below if you have any suggestions for other videos, any feedback on this build, and do subscribe if you'd like to see any future content. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!